Drop below what you feel about this. How do you feel about AI content? Where does it cross the line? Does it cross the line when it's a murder thing? Does it cross the line when it's Spotify stuff, pretending to be real?
Does doing new things make you nervous, Dennis?
A little bit. Welcome to MKUSUal. It's like MK Ultra, but more normal. Nick, are you a true crime fan?
I don't dislike it. I would rather do a lot of other things, but
Wow, ouch. Okay.
but there are a lot of, like, the missing 411. It depends on the context, like what they're. I'm not opposed to the genre.
What about your basic bitch murder stories?
I have been completely desensitized to murder, and it's not interesting.
I think I've gotten into it. Not like recently, but I once was a fan of My Favorite Murder. I watch a lot of those videos where they have the interrogation rooms. For some reason, that's my thing sometimes.
I have seen, okay, I guess I've seen those where they tell it from the perspective of the person, the suspect being interrogated.
Yes.
Where they're kind of giving you enough context to make it into like a format. So I don't know. That's kind of interesting. My dad actually listens to one that's like World's Dumbest Murders. But it's like funny.
Yeah.
So those are pretty good. I kind of forgot about that until just now. I guess I would probably watch more of those. And I do like the interrogation room ones, but I don't seek it out.
Well, inherent in true crime is the word true.
Yes.
What if I told you...
Nonfiction.
Nonfiction. What if I told you that there's a AI-generated crime series on YouTube that has millions of views?
I'm disappointed and not surprised at all.
If you've never watched our show before, we're big on hating on AI.
Mm-hmm.
We're big on the question of what is creativity, what is hack.
Yeah, honesty and art.
There is a channel.
Creative endeavors, I guess.
Yes, and we should smash the rest. There's a YouTube channel called True Crime Case Files. Racked up millions of views by spitting out long, drawn-out yarns of murder and mayhem that are complete and utter bullshit, according to Gizmodo. I went and checked out the channel.
Okay.
If I didn't know it was all bullshit, they'd have me sold on it.
Well, you might. Okay. Here, this jumped out at me because I read this. You sent me that article and I read it. The quote from the creator is, "It needs to be called, quote, true crime because true crime is a genre." I wanted the audience to think about why they care so much that it's true, why it matters so much to them that real people are being murdered. It goes on to claim it's entertainment masquerading as news. And it also said that he took the AI parody label off, and that's when the channel exploded. So I think people don't know.
Of course they don't know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be a thing about it. Also, I don't buy his thing for a second. He got caught. Apparently, a journalist heard about a specific murder on the channel in a town in Colorado. She called the police department, started looking into it. They're like, that's utter bullshit. This does not exist. She starts digging in more and starts finding out that it's just Chat GPT spitting out these murders.
Did also say that the stories tend to be hypersexualized. So that's another glue that...
I watched one where a person got killed.
Do they get away with it?
I don't remember. They have a woman presenter who I thought was AI generated at first, but I think she might be real. I don't trust anything anymore. The story she told was like that they overheard a murder in the back room of an Apple store during the launch of iPad 2. and the person was, quote, killed over a pair of Lululemon yoga pants. It's like they're throwing in hashtags.
Yeah, it's like a product placement in a movie or something.
Yeah, it's like, well, what's trending? Like, man killed over LeBron James versus Jordan argument, and you just have Chat GPT spit that shit out. What's creepy to me, AI or not, I think this woman is real, is how seriously she presents it. And by the way, dude, if you really are just doing a social experiment, you could put something at the bottom of the screen that's like, this is entertainment, or a disclaimer at the beginning. I think he got caught and he's full of shit.
Because, like, when you post on YouTube, you have to like, say that it's not a spoof or AI generated or, like, any, right? Like,
But what's AI generated? It's just the words coming out of their mouth.
if it's a real person doing it, then it's not, but the script is, the story is.
Right. I'm not sure if that is encompassed. Like, if you publish these things as a book on Amazon, I know it tells you you can't publish AI stuff on Amazon without, like, telling them. But I think just sitting on YouTube and reading AI generated stuff is not covered. I think you can just do that. The problem is this guy, he has over, let's see, at the current time, over 300. As of earlier today, he had 307 videos, including what looks like some kind of 12-part murder series or 15-part murder series called the, what is it called? Fight Like a Mother. Bakersville 3.
How long are they? Oh my God, they're all like 30 minutes.
He's produced like movies, man. Movies and movies of fake crime. Now, another thing he said in the article was that he was spending a lot of time watching Dateline with his family, who has not been there. He realized such shows were driven by a very formulaic structure, and that structure was easy to regurgitate. From there, he began experimenting with content creation via Chat GPT. Not long afterwards, he started the channel. What's the morality? Like, I say take the shit down.
Right. Or,
unless you say it's fake.
right, it should just... No one wants to hear it if it's... I don't know. Maybe someone does because they just like...
Thousands of people are watching this stuff. But they don't know. There's no way they know.
Most of them can't know, I feel like.
No, there's just no way. I mean, the channel, again, I'll throw it out there, is Case File Presents. And I watched another one without the lady, and it's just flat out like an AI generated. It's almost like a podcast. You ever listen to those?
Yeah.
It's just a person explaining this murder. It does follow the Dateline formula. But then they get this lady who's like, we're going back over your favorite cases. Like the one I watched was like, we're doing 212, but then it had like images associated with it, probably also AI. So they're like adding details and evidence to these fake stories.
What's the appeal? Like, why do you get interested? Like, what interests you about true crime?
So one, it's drama.
Okay.
It is just drama. It's a story. How could that person do that? What motivated them? Oh my gosh, that's so gruesome. I like the police interrogation videos the most because there's something in me, I guess. I never thought about this. There's something in me that likes watching how they crack or watching them tell their story until it kind of falls apart. Or
You obviously know it's a lie the whole time. So, like, I guess I kind of do that with the interrogation videos. I try to, like, see what they're, I try to, like, figure out what they're doing. But that's only the fun of it is taken away because I know it's a lie. I know they get caught in the end because they're making a video about it.
Yeah, and I'm not addicted to this stuff like some people are. Some people, this is all they watch, dude. They put on their murder podcast all day. They watch their true crime stuff. There's also something very high stakes about it, and you know it's real. Mm-hmm. it's like, ooh, this person, this is the moment where they either tell a lie and get away with murder, or it's the end of their life type shit. It's just like the most high stakes drama possible, I guess, is what appeals to me. But I think if you're just flat out faking it, I mean, I'm a free speech guy. I don't think this type of content should be like banned. But, you know, for all the strikes I've freaking got on social media through the years, I would think something like this and all the fake news stuff we've gone through over the years, I would think something like this should at least need a freaking disclaimer. Like, you should have to check a box and then something shows up on the screen that says, like, this murder did not happen. This is a fictional story. You know what I mean? Kind of like a War of the Worlds type situation.
But okay, so it's things are slow. But like, so we like upload to. That's why I can't figure out, because we upload to YouTube and you have to click the box that says this is not
Altered content
altered.
is what they call it.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't know what that even means. I always click no.
Well, I always took it to mean like it's not a. Like I saw one the other day. It was Michelle Obama rips her shirt off and is just like a buff dude, and like
Altered content detected.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama is a normal dude, not buff.
Yes. But I like a video like that, like Joe Biden eating ice cream and then turns into a human baby, and
That yeah.
also
I think that's a
not
fake
altered
news.
content.
Well, this is like the definition of fake news.
Yeah.
You're wholesale selling a fake thing that never happened. And giving real town names and real people names and all this shit.
They're leveraging on the appeal, like you were saying, of it is high stakes. It is, and then he is the creator. Is he? You know, probably once he got caught, he's like, well, look at them. They're the ones who want this. I'm just the guy.
Oh yeah, I'm
I'm
teaching you that it's all formulaic. It's like, no, dude, just own up to it. I don't even think what he's doing is necessarily like wrong.
Well,
I mean, it's definitely wrong. It's definitely wrong to be selling this stuff as real. But like, if you want to just show how formulaic true crime is and like put it in AI generated, then just number one, his whole thing about how, well, I did it because Dateline's formulaic. It's like, yeah, but it also takes real work to use a real story and put it into a formula that people want to see.
right.
Just pumping out false stuff it doesn't make you like them. You're not the same as them.
Yeah.
It's the same as these like AI generated like podcast stuff. I watched a really good documentary from last year on YouTube last week called Dirty Pop. It's about the guy who formed NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
And in the beginning, it has a disclaimer. It's actually it's a good documentary, I guess, because it was about something that was relevant in my life, like these two big bands, and it was an interesting story about behind the scenes and how it was all a big like pyramid scheme eventually, essentially. But here's the thing, that they put a disclaimer up at the beginning, really short, and I guess it was a controversy. The guy who it's about, the manager, the guy who formed the bands, he's dead. So what they did was they took excerpts from his book called Bands, Brands, and Billions, and they put it through an AI voice generator to sound like him. And then they used pictures of him, and you know that creepy shit where a picture will like sing to you or whatever?
Yeah.
It was narrated by this dead guy with a picture AI generated to look like he's talking and like moving. You know, and the technology is not quite there yet, so it's like watching like a haunted portrait read its book to you. Not fun.
I don't like that.
Extremely disturbing. I'm going to go ahead and say a big no to AI-generated murder or anything if you're trying to tell a true story. What scares me about this is it's going to start happening with news. They're not going to have the shot they want. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to have the...
Yeah.
And they're going to just, like, pump out a freaking AI-generated photo of the victim or the scene.
I mean, if you keep going with... it's already like becoming difficult to discern. Like I feel like the next generation will grow up in a world where they are completely inundated with both from the beginning.
Yes.
Like we've like seen the development of it, so there's a familiarity to it, to the like uncanny valley feeling that happens, and you kind of know how to recognize that feeling. But actual video technology will make everything look hyper real on video, whether it's AI generated or not, and then
Will a person born in 2010, let's say, even give a shit if the first band they fall in love with in college is complete fiction?
I don't think so. I think it'll just be the way it is, and it'll be completely normalized at a certain point.
Yikes. Well, I say we replace ourselves then. Let's just get ahead of this.
Dude.
We could produce 300 shows a week. We just get on top of this. Podcast bot 3000.
We're kind of behind the curve because, like you said, there are those podcasts. So, like,
right.
What's next? People just don't want to work anymore.
People are just lazy. They're doing podcasts in their kitchen. Drop below what you feel about this. How do you feel about AI content? Where does it cross the line? Does it cross the line when it's a murder thing? Does it cross the line when it's Spotify stuff, pretending to be a real artist? Where is too far for you? Is nowhere too far for you? Does it matter? Comment below, like and subscribe. Any final thoughts, Nick?
I think it matters, but I also think it's like the disclaimer. Like we should have to discern for ourselves. That's a muscle you should make stronger. Because this whole thing is like this like surrounded by the implication of what the word true means. Like, what is truth? That's what he's doing, kind of. But like, I don't know. I had a half-baked thought about this a little bit ago, and I'm having trouble putting it to words, but it's like, well, you can use the word true because that's half true, therefore technically true. It's like a semantic game that is diluting the word true. Mm-hmm. And that's where I have the problem with it. However it gets to that point, I'm less concerned with, but just diluting the word true because I don't know. It should have some meaning. It should have a meaning. I don't know.
Agreed.
This is kind of a gray area that I haven't fully been confronted with yet. So
here it is. It's time. It's time. What do they say?
Konnichiwa.
Bye.
Thug Life Certified.